Race, the schedule came out, and the people want to hear us talk about this year's schedule release. I think we're going to go through December. That's 37 games, October, November, and December. Let's get started. So first up, we've got October. That's right, folks. The season is right around the corner. October 19th, we kick things off against the Phoenix Suns, or as I like to call them, the Phoenix Buns, because we waxed that ass in the playoffs on our way to the Western Conference Finals. They'll be seeking revenge on opening night, and we'll be seeking to remind them that we are their father. Then our first home game of the season, game 2, October 22nd, is against the Memphis Grizzlies. They shot their way up the standings to number 2 last year before folding in the playoffs. And, it's quite funny. There's no honey for these Bears, but there will be an ass whooping at the hand of the Dallas Mavericks. No Jaren Jackson Jr. I am not worried about that game. Game 3 of the season, we'll be going to New Orleans to face the new look Pelicans. CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson is back. They're a team that's going to try to make a statement, and I think it should be us making the statement that the division is ours now. We are the captain. And after those first 3 games against potential playoff teams, we should have a good idea what we're looking at. Finally, we'll finish off the month against Brooklyn, Oklahoma City, and Orlando. 2 young teams with a lot of young talent. They'll be dangerous. I don't know what to expect from Brooklyn. They're supposed to be trading some guys that haven't been traded yet. Will Kevin Durant sit out? Find out on the next episode of Basketball Z. Anyway, Reese, any thoughts about the October schedule?
Okay. So the first 3 games, actually, that's pretty tough. To be quite honest, Phoenix is still a tough opponent. Actually, Memphis not so much, considering they're going to be missing Jaren Jackson Jr. I think that's a big blow to their team in their defense and their rim protection. New Orleans is going to be a sneaky team this year, with a dark horse MVP, in my opinion. Brooklyn, it all depends on the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. Me personally, I don't believe he's going to be traded before the season starts. So I'm under the impression he'll be there. It'll be KD. They still have a really good team with KD. It'll be KD, Royce O'Neal, Ben Simmons, Kyrie, Joe Harris, Seth Curry. They still got a nice squad over there. Oklahoma City, that's a dub. If we lose to them, I'll throw my cat. Orlando, if we lose to them, I'll throw my other cat. Like, those should be dubs. So in the month of October, 6 games, I say 4-2.
Interesting. A lot of cat throwing around. I thought I was at the strip club. Anyway, let's move to the next month. I'm going to say 4-2 is probably a safe bet on that first month. Let's move to November. It is a jam-packed month in November. We're starting off the month against Utah. They may or may not have Donovan Mitchell. They definitely don't have Rudy Gobert. No fear over there. Then we play against the Toronto Raptors. You know what? I'm not going to go through this whole damn list. What do I look like? The first game that sticks out for me is at Washington. That's on November 10th.
Why did you say November 10th?
So there's this rapper named Charles Hamilton I used to be a fan of.
Oh, my God.
And his birthday was November 10th, and every year on his birthday, he would put out a song. Anyway, Washington will be playing against the Wizards. Are you going to be at that game, Reese?
Washington will be playing against the Wizards?
That's not what I said.
That's okay. Yes, I will be at that game. I will be in attendance.
Reese will be in attendance as he watches Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, Tingus Pingus with the beard now, bearded Zingas. Watch
Will
out
Barton
now.
will also be in the building. Baltimore stand up.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Who?
Will Barton will be in the building. He's a Washington Wizard now, so Baltimore stand
as
up.
well as Monte Morris and Kyle Kuzma.
I don't
Rui Hachimura.
Okay.
I personally think it'll be a good game. How are you feeling about that one?
I agree. I'm looking forward to it. The Wizards have a chance to, make some noise this year. Not a contender or anything, but sneak into the playoffs, I believe, as long as they stay healthy. Um, I believe Kristaps Porzingis is going to have a really good year. He showed some good signs in that second half of the season last year in Washington. So I'm excited about that game. Plus, we gotta get that get back after that ass whooping we took to them last season.
No comment on that. But moving forward in the schedule, we do play the LA Clippers on November 15th. That team should get Kawhi back, should get Paul George back. They've reloaded, they've retooled, they're dangerous looking. How are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. The Clippers are my favorite to come out of the West this year, objectively speaking. But I still think we can match up well against them. We don't even know if Kawhi is going to play that game with load management and all, depending on what the Clippers schedule looks like. But that's also a really nice 5-game homestand for us. So that game can really go either way with the Clippers. They're probably the deepest team in the league right now. But I'm not going to say if I say I like our chances, it sounds like I said we're going to win, but I like our chances.
Basically, you're saying there's a chance. It's like when your weatherman comes out and says there's a 20% chance of rain. That just means it could rain, it could not rain. You never know. Moving forward in the schedule, we've got back-to-back hosting of the Denver Nuggets, November 18th and the 20th. that should be interesting. Nikola Jokic, the MVP, coming into town. His team hopefully a little bit more healthy than they have been in the past. Saw Jamal Murray doing some open runs. How are you feeling about that?
It's going to be exciting to see Denver back this year healthy with Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, see what kind of noise they can make. They got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope as well, who's one of the best 3-and-D wings in the league. It's going to be nice having Nikola Jokic come in town, future Dallas Maverick, for back-to-back games. So, he gets to scout the team out a little bit, see what we're working with. I say we split that.
Yeah, I would love to come out with a split against the Nuggets. They're another team that was down last year, but is getting healthy. Should be up. If it's up, then it's stuck.
Oh, my God.
Moving on. You mentioned the homestand. We're going on the road after that, and we've got a trio of good ones. At Boston, we're going to play our second game against Toronto. Get
again.
that out of. Excuse me.
On the road again.
Oh! You can make jokes, but I can't.
Well,
is that what we're doing here?
You can sing Charles Hamilton, which nobody knows for the most part. If I sing a song from Matilda, I'm pretty sure people know it. But yeah, proceed.
Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was going to say we're going to play the Milwaukee Bucks on the road as well. So November 23rd at Boston, 26th at Toronto, back-to-back at Milwaukee. How you feeling about that stretch?
That's tough. This November schedule is tough in general, looking at the teams, Toronto, Brooklyn, Washington, the Clippers, Denver twice, Boston, Toronto again, Milwaukee, Golden State. I'll put it like this. Hopefully we're healthy in the beginning of the season because we're really going to need it, like in this section. I don't know if there's any moves we're going to make. I'm not expecting it, but we're really going to need to be healthy because you don't want to fall behind this early in the season and then you're playing catch up for the rest of the season.
We're familiar with that.
Yes.
Dallas Mavs land. A third straight year of that would not be fun at all. And I did not even mention the last game of November where we go back home and guess who's waiting for us? Stephen Curry.
It's tough.
You know what's funny about this November schedule? While it is tough, there are a lot of juggernauts in the way. December is the gauntlet. If you look at that December schedule, starts off kind of light at Detroit, but then on December 3rd, we go to New York, the Big Apple. They swept us last year, and then they stole Jalen Brunson. It's like imagine getting your hands tested against someone, and they beat you down, and then they steal your chick. That's pretty much what happened here. And now we're going to be going to their house to see if Jalen Brunson can hold down the home court there. First game against Jalen Brunson. How you feeling about that?
I wish the first game against Brunson was in Dallas, but you know what? Going to Madison Square Garden and playing him is going to be fun. I'm actually really excited for that game. I love Jalen Brunson. You know, it's all love, but I definitely want us to beat their ass. This this month doesn't get much easier, to be quite honest.
It doesn't. And moving right after the New York, we're going to play against Phoenix at home on the 5th, and then we go on the road to Denver on the 6th. Who the hell decided to do that? Phoenix, Denver, back-to-back, and we're traveling in between games.
Makes no sense.
Completely absurd.
Completely absurd.
We do get some relief. We get 3 days off, and then we go back home and face the Milwaukee Bucks before traveling on the road to play Chicago the next day.
Some rest, right? Well, at least, I mean, Milwaukee and Chicago are both in the Midwest, correct?
But the Milwaukee game is at home.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Man, that's bullshit.
Maybe they thought that Milwaukee game was on the road when they were putting and then they just forgot to go back.
Yeah, if I'm looking at this correctly, they've done this a lot to us this month. Yep. What the hell? Oh, my God.
Multiple times. Yeah, that's why I called it the gauntlet. That's why I called it the gauntlet. It's not just back-to-back. It's back-to-back against good teams. It's in travel. That's a lot to ask. It starts to get a little bit light. Psych. After the Oklahoma City game on the 12th, we go and face Cleveland. And then Portland. Portland's kind of I'm not sure how to feel about them yet. But after we play against Portland at home, we travel the next day to play Cleveland again. So Cleveland on the 14th at home, Portland on the 16th at home, at Cleveland on the 17th.
Third time.
I don't understand.
I thought the NBA was trying to avoid stuff like this. I'm not saying they just doing it to us, but you know.
On the 19th and 21st, we play Minnesota on the road at Minnesota. Rudy Gobert.
Gobert again.
Gobert and Cat. That's going to be a very interesting team.
Oh, for sure. The Twin Towers.
Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside.
Arguably the best bigs in the league at their respective skill. No, wait, never mind. I was about to say you could argue that Cat's the best offensive big in the league, but that's clearly Nikola Jokic.
Scoring big?
Top five for sure.
Okay.
Top five for sure. Rudy's clearly the best defensive center in the league. It's not a question.
That should be an interesting matchup just because I'm not sure how we match up against them.
Yeah.
We're going to have to try to
into December, we'll know what this team really looks like. So
you're talking about Minnesota or Dallas?
Both.
Okay. Yeah. Minnesota, I'm trying to wait till Christmas to start judging them because it's going to take them a little while to figure each other out. But other than that, that's a tough one to look at. We didn't even talk about D'Lo, Ant, Kyle Anderson. They got a little bit of a squad.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. So we do get a little bit of a lighter schedule here for the next couple of games. At Houston on the 23rd. We will be at home against the Lakers on Christmas Day. Nice little light work there.
I'm glad they gave us the home game.
That is one nice little concession here after this crap they put us through.
Yeah.
Again, we'll be at home for a little while on the 27th. We'll play New York for the second time. Get those both out of the way in the same month.
That's unusual.
I agree.
That we get, a team from the opposite. We only play them twice a year and we get them in the same month. That don't usually happen.
I'm trying to look at the schedule here. No. Yeah, the rest of these are Western Conference. Well, Cleveland, we play twice back-to-back almost.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Anyway, finally, we close out the month with Houston and San Antonio, and that'll get us through 37 games. I didn't want to go further into the schedule. This is where I think we'll know what we're working with.
Yeah, this is like not the complete first half of the season, but by this time, by the Christmas point, a lot of people consider Christmas to be like the real start of the NBA season. By this time, excuse me, you know what the teams look like, you know what your rotations look like, or at least you should. You know what the team is going to look like moving forward. You kind of start hearing rumblings about trades and who can be moved and whatnot. Some trades even happen by this point. Not expecting the Mavs to make any because that would be ignorant of me. But yeah, by this point, we should know who all of these teams are, barring injury. So